Warm welcome here with the latest on headlines. Today I'm Preeti Chaudhary. Let's directly cut across to Hisar, Haryana, where the second part of what rained yesterday at the Satlok Ashram taking place right now. Right from the very morning, massive evacuations have taken place. The Haryana police have charged the self-styled godman Rampal with treason as they await to evacuate people from his ashram in Hisar before the final push. The police say the godman is holed up inside the ashram and that they are allowing the nearly 5,000 supporters to leave the ashram voluntarily. Several of those still inside are women and children. Close to 3,500 people have been evacuated since this morning. In all, since last night, 10,000 people from this ashram have been evacuated. The police have confirmed that 4 bodies have been recovered from inside the ashram, but the cause of death has yet not been ascertained. The state police once again has appealed to Rampal to turn himself in.
आश्रम के लोगों ने 4 महिलाओं की डेड बॉडीज को प्रशासन को सौंपा है। इन सभी डेड बॉडीज को अस्पताल भेज दिया गया है, जहां इंक्वेस्ट की प्रक्रिया जो सीआरपीसी में लेट डाउन है वह और पोस्टमार्टम किया जाएगा। मैं ये बताना चाहता हूं कि इस समय तक इनके शरीर पर किसी प्रकार की चोट का कोई भी निशान नहीं है। मेरी ओवरराइडिंग प्रायोरिटी उन 10-15 हजार लोगों को बचाना है जो वहां पर बंधक हैं। उनमें से 10 हमने बचा लिए, बाकी 5 भी बचाएंगे और जब तक हम पकड़ नहीं लेंगे हम इस को समाप्त नहीं करेंगे। मेरी कमिश्नर ऑफ पुलिस दिल्ली और आईजीयूटी से लगातार संपर्क जारी है। आज सवेरे भी बात हुई थी। इनमें से कुछ लोग दिल्ली से गुजर के अपने रास्ते पर जाएंगे, लेकिन उसके बारे में पुलिस ने पूरी एहतियात बरती है और मुझे पूरी आशा है कि ये लोग वहां कहीं नहीं जाएंगे और दिल्ली पुलिस इस बारे में और हरियाणा पुलिस इस बारे में समन्वय के साथ कार्यवाही कर रही है। कल हमने 2 मुकदमे दर्ज किए थे। ये धाराएं हैं क्रिमिनल कॉन्स्पिरेसी की, इलीगल डिटेंशन की, रॉयटिंग की, सरकारी कार्य में बाधा पहुंचाने की, अटेम्प्ट टू मर्डर की और राज्य के विरुद्ध लड़ाई करने की। वही 121 है।
The latest update, number 1, the DGP confirmed that the police clearly believes that the self-styled godman very much holed up inside that Satlok Ashram that you see on your television screen. The second thing that he stated very clearly is that the final push will only be made after full evacuation has taken place and all those supporters who want to leave voluntarily have been evacuated. Clearly this time it does seem that the police erring on the side of caution. Let's listen into all the reactions that we are getting in.
आप लोगों को निवास से क्या निकलने नहीं दे रहे थे? आप लोगों को जबरदस्ती अंदर रोक के रखा हुआ था?
ताला बंद कर दिए हुए थे।
ताले बंद कर दिए इन्होंने। और कैसे, कितने लोग हैं अंदर वहाँ पे?
1000-1200 होंगे। डर
महिलाएं और बच्चे भी हैं अभी?
जी जी,
बहुत लोग हैं अंदर। अभी जबरदस्ती रोका हुआ है आप लोगों को अंदर?
आने नहीं दे रहे थे, अभी थोड़े
आने नहीं दे रहे थे।
Well, you just heard the supporters were filing out stating that there was a lockdown. Now they've been allowed to leave and they are leaving in droves. To give numbers out there, over 10,000 evacuations have taken place since last night. Only 3,500 just have been evacuated this morning. The police also stating that over 5,000 people are still inside the premises. It's a 12-acre ashram, mind you, and that's the expanse of it. And evacuations still taking place as we speak. The police still says that there are women and children and men who have been held involuntarily inside the ashram grounds, and once they are evacuated, only then the final push would be made. On the other hand, till yesterday there were no casualties in terms of death, but the number now is at 4. The DGP confirmed a short while back that the bodies of 4 women, including 1 child, were recovered, in fact were handed over to the police from inside the ashram. The post-mortem is being conducted currently on all 4 dead bodies. More so, the police has charged the self-styled godman. He has been charged of sedition, waging war against the nation, and other such charges as well. Well, this is what day 2 looks like. Since the morning, a fair bit of unease in front of the Satlok Ashram. Things calm yet extremely tense, and a fallout of what happened yesterday. The police this time not trying to take any chances, have smartened from the lessons that they learned yesterday when they were heavily criticized for coming down extremely hard. More so, The latest that we're getting in is that over the last 24 hours, the villagers surrounding the Barwala Ashram, the Satlok Ashram there, have all come down to this area and have pledged support to the police and said that they want the ashram raised and who they call a fraud, the godman, to be arrested. Let's listen in to those reactions. All right, so there you heard it, villagers in droves assisting the media. They're providing food and water for the media and also trying to assist the police, stating that they are fairly sick of this self-styled godman and his fraudulent ways and want the ashram raised after Rampal is arrested. All right, let's quickly cut across. My colleagues Pankaj Upadhyay and Ankit Tyagi have been getting us a minute-to-minute update, the latest ground reports from Ground Zero. I'd like to cut across to Ankit, who filed this report a short while back.
The senior officers of police have been telling us that their patience has worked out. Now, in fact, since yesterday, according to estimates, about 15,000 people have come out. And this is the main gate of Satlok Ashram. This yesterday was the battleground, the main operational ground where the police and the supporters of Rampal, especially those who were called Rampal's commando force, they were clashing with the police. This wall, in fact, was broken. You can see people still scared and right on the gate, standing there wanting to come out. Since yesterday, as according to police estimates, about 15,000 people have in fact come out. These buses are now being provided by the administration, in which these people are being taken out from here. The administration, fearing that since many police personnel were injured and they might be agitated, have asked their forces to fall back. So that all those people, those who are willing to come out, and especially many of them saying that they have been kept there, inside, forcibly by Rampal supporters, especially women and children. You can see there, they are the ones, those who are coming. Many of them still scared that they might be beaten up, but slowly, gradually, people are coming out. About 15,000 of them have in fact come out, and this is what the police is saying is a major success. You can see a continuous line of supporters, those who are coming out, but there are still many people, many supporters, those who are actually holding up. They have dug in their heels, and the operations are post those who are voluntary want to come out, then the police will start the operation. Before I end, let me very quickly tell you that the situation is still not safe. This is the closest that we have been able to come to this ashram. And right now, this is the only exit. That's the only exit where that we are trying to show you, and from where the people are coming. Especially, there are these old women and children. You can see these ladies. Many of them also saying that they were held up inside, and that is why it is taking such a long time for them to be cleared up. Children coming out yesterday. We met a lot of people. Those who said that they were all kept, they were segregated from their families, and they were kept in separate enclosures. We are hoping, and so is the police, that this would still end peacefully. Most people will come out, and then the operation can be called in after the police can move in to arrest Rampal.
All right, so how it is that my colleague Ankit Tyagi is right next to where the evacuations are taking place. Right outside is my colleague Pankaj Upadhyay getting us the latest updates. I'd like to cut across to Pankaj at this point of time. Pankaj, we do know evacuations currently on. The police clearly smartening up from what happened yesterday. Want to make sure that the area is fully sanitized. Voluntary evacuations been made before they go in for the next surge. Can you tell us what are you picking up from the police? What time is the operation set to begin again?
Preeti, we are 500 meters from the ashram. Beyond this point, we are not allowed any further movement. But what's interesting to notice from where I am standing is the movement of the police and paramilitary force buses and their vehicles. There would be easily around 60 to 70 buses out here that have personnel in them, all ready with their bodyguards, with their lathis, with their headgears, looking that perhaps waiting for the final orders from their superiors to go and barge inside the ashram. On the either side, on the paddy fields, I notice hundreds of villagers still waiting in anticipation. Now, further 100 meters to this point, where my camera person Pradeep Gupta will try and show to the viewers, is the back gate of the ashram, where from in the small groups, ladies and children are trying to come out. But then the senior official have also gone on record to say that there would be easily more than 5,000 disciples forcibly held inside, and that is a huge number. And even if they are coming out in batches of 20 to 30, that is not a very good news for the police, because police and paramilitary forces would want to end this operation very soon. But realizing that in thousands disciples are holed up inside, and on the other hand you have the armed militia of the Baba that is already occupying the strategic locations, and police forces also telling us that perhaps at various locations LPG cylinders have also been fitted in that might be ignited at any point of time. This is a serious concern, and the biggest challenge for the police and the paramilitary
Pankaj, throw some light into issues here.
Yet not begin.
Pankaj, throw some light on two issues here. Number one, till yesterday there was a complete lockdown of the ashram and supporters were not being allowed to exit. They were being involuntarily held. So clearly some breakthrough in that account has happened, where supporters are being allowed by the self-styled army of the godman to actually leave the premises of this Satlok ashram. Secondly, what are you picking up from the police? Are they going to wait it out through the course of the day and only then plan any action, or are we looking at possible movement for the next final surge?
Police has cut off the power supply, they have cut off the water supply, and they realize that the disciples inside are in a lot of troubled situation. And perhaps realizing that on humanitarian grounds, at least the armed militia will allow these disciples to come out, and they are being forced to stay inside for the simple reason, Preeti, because they are being formed as human shields. And this shield is occupied by the children and the innocent women. And this is where the security forces need to tread with caution, because they realize if at all they barge inside, there could be heavy casualties, and the armed militia could just train their guns against these innocent lives as well. And this is the biggest concern. We are also learning that they are armed with lethal weaponry, and police does not have exact know-how on the same. Yet another important thing that I'm learning through the police is that they don't know the inner structure of the entire ashram. So do not know, and they cannot pinpoint as to in which exact corner is the Baba located. So these are some of the various issues which need to be kept in mind. Police is saying that they are still strategizing, but keeping in mind the innocent lives. Preeti.
All right, do stay on with us, Pankaj. Pankaj Upadhyay reporting from outside. Ankit Tyagi right inside where the evacuations are taking place. Headlines today getting you the vantage point on the story, the latest on the smallest developments coming in from there. Meanwhile, till yesterday there were no casualties reported in terms of death, but I'm afraid the figure has now risen to 4. 4 deaths have been confirmed, recorded in Rampal's ashram in the past 2 days, but no evidence to prove that these were in any way due to police action. Bodies of 4 women and 1 child were handed over to the police by the staff of Rampal's ashram early morning, with claims that they were victims of police action. 2 more sick persons, including an infant, were taken to a hospital where they later died. All bodies have been shifted to the Medical College Hospital at Agroha near Hisar, where post-mortem is being conducted to determine the cause of death. Police have been at pains to clarify that there were no injury marks on the bodies to suggest that the deaths were due to action taken yesterday.
आश्रम के लोगों ने 4 महिलाओं की डेड बॉडीज को प्रशासन को सौंपा है। इन सभी डेड बॉडीज को अस्पताल भेज दिया गया है, जहां इंक्वेस्ट की प्रक्रिया जो सीआरपीसी में लेट डाउन है वह और पोस्टमार्टम किया जाएगा। मैं ये बताना चाहता हूं कि इस समय तक इनके शरीर पर किसी प्रकार की चोट का कोई भी निशान नहीं है।
I'd like to quickly cut across to Pankaj Upadhyay again at this juncture. He is outside getting us the very latest. 4 deaths have been reported and 2 others, so 6 in number is the total death toll which has taken place. The collateral damage between the face-off where the police and the supporters of Rampal are concerned. Trust headlines today to get you the latest developments coming in. As we speak, evacuations continue, and it's only then that the police will go for the final search. Continuous coverage coming in from Hisar. My colleagues Pankaj and Ankit reporting from Ground Zero. Do stay with us. Back in exactly 2 minutes.